Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Great to see you. We will give everyone a moment to come on in and turn on their audio. And we hope that you will also show your video screen so that we can be together face to face as much as we can at this time. We are so glad that you have joined us, for what usually is officially the last week of summer. I personally don't know where we are, but I am glad you are with us. Some of us joining from away this weekend. I want to send a special welcome to our college students who join us from campus. I want to say hello to Rabbi Sissenwein, who is on vacation this weekend, and I'm really thankful to be here with Rabbi Sherman and Cantor Zell, our Rabbinic Intern Ryan Leszner this evening. It is great to see you all, and I want to thank Max and Emily, who are both behind our TBE trees, for orchestrating our services. And while I'm at it, I'm just going to thank all of our administrative staff, everyone who is working so hard in the building to pull together what will be an extraordinary high holiday season. So if you haven't yet registered for the High Holy Days, this is a reminder for you as well. So let us come in and greet one another here, whether it is with a wave or a friendly TBE heart tap, so that we can fill this Zoom room with warmth. And I want to encourage all of you to sing along and participate, because even though you're on mute and we cannot hear you, we can feel you and we can see you. So with that, Cantor Zell, can you warm us up a bit?
Big Kef, with pleasure.
Thank you, Cantor Zell. So here we are somehow at Labor Day weekend. As you all know, Monday, we as a country will observe Labor Day, a holiday that was created to celebrate the rights of all workers and aim to give them a well-earned day off. I recognize that we have not necessarily achieved that for all workers, but this year I am especially thinking of our teachers, those who work in our schools, staff and administrators who have been working so hard to welcome our community's children back to school at this time. And I want to express our gratitude for these incredible educators who are both talented and gifted and giving. So I want to offer a blessing for our community's teachers. And if you might be one of those people in our community, I would invite you to rise if you are comfortable, just so that we can acknowledge you and express our gratitude. And a blessing that comes to us from the Talmud. It reads, "May you see your world fulfilled in our lifetime. May your eyes sparkle with the light of Torah and your face shine like the brilliance of the heavens. May you speak words of wisdom. May your deeds of righteousness fill your body and your soul with joy. And may your feet continue to hurry to hear the words of the ancient Holy One who sets these sacred cycles in motion." And let us all say, Amen. So it is a pleasure to invite Allison Kerr, who is perhaps the educator of all educators at TBE. She is currently the executive director of Jewish Living, and she represents our teachers and educators. I want to specifically mention Nancy Ostroff, our director of our early learning childhood, Gan Elohim, as we are opening Gan Elohim on Tuesday. It's quite exciting. And I see that Allison is accompanied by her daughter, Erev Rav, soon-to-be teacher, Abby Oceans, who began rabbinical school this week. So we wish you a hearty mazel tov on that milestone, Abby. So if you would join Allison and Abby in lighting your Shabbat candles.
I'm trying to decide if Abby's asking me to sing. Do you want to sing, Abby? You want me to do it? Okay, you've got a beautiful voice. I'd love to hear it. Okay, here we go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
As we prepare to move into our liturgy, I want to just thank our student intern, Zach Gondelman. Perhaps you noticed that there's a Siddur that you can download when you registered for our services to follow alongside. And so if you have another device or some other way to look at it, please join alongside with those words as we move through our tefillah this evening. On Shabbat, we learn that it is a taste of the world to come. And so for whatever it is that world to come is for you, whatever you need it to be in this moment, let's bring in Shabbat and let that resonate in our hearts, in our souls, and in our minds. Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharei, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharei, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Oh, Boachem Shalom, Malachei HaShalom. העליון, ממלך מלכי המלאכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ברכו אני לשלום, מלכי השלום, מלכי העליון, ממלך מלכי המלאכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. עושיכם לשלום, מלכי השלום, מלכי עליון, ממלך מלכי המלאכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Continue with Lecha Dodi.
Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad, Hishmi'anu el miyuchad, Adonai echad, u'shemo echad, L'shem ultiferet, V'li tehila, Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Lekabela, Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Lekabela, Likrat Shabbat lechuvenecha, ki hi mekor haberacha, merosh mikerem nesucha, sof ma'aseh v'machshava tchila, lecha dodi, likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat, Lekabela, Hitoreri, Iva orech, Umi ori, Uri, Shir Tabeiri, Kvod Adonai, Alaich nigla, Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Lekabela. All together, Yalalai, 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 And we invite you now, if you are able to, in body or in spirit, we rise to greet the Sabbath bride. Boi v'shalom, ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'v'tzola, toch emunei am segula, boi chala, boi chala, olecha
As we think about Shabbat being a taste of the world to come, part of that experience is relishing in the opportunity to live a life of mitzvot, to live a life worthy of God's blessing, to live a life fulfilled with the guidance of Torah. And so we begin Ahavat Olam, a prayer thanking God for the gift of Torah in our lives.
Please join with me. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
Let's join together in a prayer of hope. We are frightened, God, worried for our loved ones, worried for our world. Helpless and confused, we turn to you, seeking comfort, faith, and hope. Teach us, God, to turn our panic into patience and our fear into acts of kindness and support. Our strong must watch out for our weak. Our young must take care of our old. Help each one of us to do our part to halt the spread of this virus. Send strength and courage to the doctors and nurses in the front lines of this battle. Fortify them with the full force of their healing powers. Send wisdom and insight to the scientists working day and night across the world to discover healing treatments. Bless their efforts, God. Fill our leaders with the wisdom and the courage to choose wisely and act quickly. Help us, God, to see that we are one world, one people, who will rise above this pandemic together. Send us health, God. Watch over us. Grace us with your love. Bless us with your healing light. Hear us, God. Heal us, God. Amen.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, Leshalom. V'ha'amidenu, Shomreinu L'chaim. Ufros aleinu, Sukat Shlomecha. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, Leshalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
So let us take some time in personal prayer, personal reflection. And so I invite you, if you're able, to rise in body or spirit as we ask God for the ability to find the words for prayer and inspiration at this time.
Adonai, Safatai Tiftach, Uvi Ayit Yatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Yananai, nai, nai, yananai, nai, nai. 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 Yananai, nai, nai.
To our own personal prayers, we add a prayer for our country. So let's read together. O guardian of life and liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those who are in need. Keep our eyes open to the wonders of creation and alert to the care of the earth. May we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honor those who have died in defense of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they govern with justice and compassion. Help us all to appreciate one another and to respect the many ways that we may serve you. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and our country be sound in body and spirit. And let us say, Amen.
Amen. May the one who makes peace in the high heavens bring peace down to us and to all who dwell on this earth. Let's join together. Oh, say shalom. Be mama. Oh, say shalom. shalom. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu. If you want to do the hand motions, let's do it. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. That was amazing. Oh, say shalom. Oh, say shalom.
So as we open up the chat box, let us place names of individuals who we are asking and praying for healing of mind, of body, of spirit, or of soul. And so if you are thinking of someone in need of healing this Shabbat, this week, at this time, I invite you to place their name as we add their healing prayers to our collective prayers. I also want to add healing prayers for Tyler Schwam and Cindy Tischler. So let's join together with Cantor Zell and Misha Berach.
May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Isheberach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say
I think a highlight of our week as clergy is receiving in our email inbox messages that contain your milestones of celebration for this week. So I want to encourage you to keep sending us your simchas, your birthdays, your anniversaries, or any acknowledgement of a God-given moment that we can share as we gather together for Shabbat. So I want to start this Shabbat with sharing a few that we received this week. I want to turn first to Cantor Zell, who wants to honor and acknowledge our Bar Mitzvah students.
Yes, this Shabbat, becoming Bar Mitzvah, we have Eli Shotland, Zach Levine, and Spencer Hertz, and we are celebrating with all of your families. A big hearty Mazal Tov to you celebrating this Shabbat.
Mazel tov to you and your families who have joined us as well. And I will say my daughter Ella lost a tooth on the first day of school underneath the mask. I heard there were a few other students who also lost teeth this week. So mazel tov to all of you. And it is Labor Day weekend. So of course there are a lot of wedding anniversaries to celebrate. So let me call out those that we received first and then acknowledge those of you who are with us this evening as well. So celebrating a special high anniversary of 18 years, Danny and Elizabeth Novisky, Mazel Tov to you. It is Bruce Balter's, I'll add, 83rd birthday this week, but also his and Marcy's 54th anniversary this weekend, as well as Judy and Paul Zorfis's 55th wedding anniversary this weekend. So Mazel Tov to all of you. Any others of you celebrating wedding anniversary, anniversary of love this weekend? Mazel Tov. And how about those of you who had a birthday this week? I am scrolling through the gallery to see who it is who I can find. Happy birthday to all of you, and anyone celebrating a milestone of health or recovery. Wonderful Shechiona moments. And how about new life in your family? Mazel Tov. So for all of these milestones, we celebrate together with words of Shechionu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu hazman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu hazman hazeh.
So I noticed that a few of you placed milestones in the chat. Mazel Tov to all of you. Thank you so much for sharing. So I'm going to hand it over to our rabbinic intern, Ryan, who has some words of Torah to share with us this evening.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It's great to see all your faces here. There's a tale of Rabbi Adam Baal Shem of Rapshich, who was wandering through a small town in Europe. He found himself walking towards a house and stood at the doorway. The people inside the house began to pray, and the rabbi heard their prayers. It was a Jewish house. Right before he knocked on the door, he realized that he was standing in the same place that generations of Jews stood before him. In that moment of awe, before knocking, he said a prayer. He said, God, assure me that the path that's in front of me began so long before me, that my wandering is not only ancient but holy tradition. And no matter who is in the house, wherever I stand, I am in the shelter of my ancestors. When it's not a global pandemic, I like to think of myself as an avid traveler, someone who enjoys going from place to place, exploring new sites, new foods, meeting new people, in hopes of having a better appreciation for this world that we live in. Traveling and exploring a new place reminds me not only of the beauty that exists in our world, but also as a reminder of the importance of simply embarking on a journey. Because journeys to different places in our world allow us to explore the world for sure, while also learning more and more about ourselves as individuals. Traveling reminds us that the world is so much bigger, outside of the tiny community that we build in the place where we put down roots. I used to think that I was able to plan out all of my destinations. This summer was supposed to be a series of celebrations with my family. I was supposed to be at my cousin's wedding, the birth of my cousin. I was supposed to fly to the West Coast in Canada to visit family, and on top of that, spend part of the summer studying abroad in Israel. A summer that was once so certain, with clearly laid out plans and intentions, was swiftly taken away from me, leaving me lost and uncertain. Perhaps the lesson is that one can't easily plan their end destination. Rather, we are forced to find ourselves within the uncertainty and embrace the identity of a wanderer. Because even when we think we've reached our destination, there is another journey taking shape. The beginning of this week's Torah portion, Ki Tavo, finds the Israelites nearing the end of their exceptionally long journey to the land of Israel. Many years and generations have passed since Egypt, and they are so close to being able to take off their ancient travel backpacks and their ancient hiking boots and begin to relax and settle into their new home. Moses at this point is instructing the Israelites on the last few important obligations to follow upon entering the land. It is here that we learn a distinct and fascinating rule that they must follow. Once the Israelites arrive in the Promised Land, settle the land, cultivate the land, they must present a basket of fruit to the priests. And they are told to recite a formula, a compact narrative of the Israelite experience. That formula begins with this invocation. My father was a wandering Aramean. Our commentators note that this Hebrew word for wandering refers to someone who has been exiled, as a reminder that our ancestors came from a foreign country to this land, which God gave us. These are the words that are ever present in our Haggadah on Passover, that repeatedly remind us that we were once slaves, and so we must show compassion for those who are enslaved now. This translation portrays the Israelites as fearless pioneers, path seekers who left their home. Look at Abraham setting out on a journey of discovery prompted by God's call. Lech lecha, go forth. We have been, and we always will be, a nation of wanderers. It is remarkable to me that after a 40-year journey, after being freed from slavery and roaming the desert with the promise of a land that flows with milk and honey, finally making it home, that one of the first requirements when harvesting the first fruits is to state that they were wanderers, exiled, homeless. This identity is so ingrained in our Jewish consciousness that we are not allowed to settle in so much that we forget where we come from. The story of displacement lies deep within our communal and individual Jewish histories. Narratives of fleeing oppression and wandering in search of home lie at the heart of our most sacred texts, inform our most cherished relationships, and have shaped our individual identities as Jews. Throughout the biblical narrative, God often spoke to the community to remind them about this land that flows with milk and honey that was waiting for them on the other side. If you plan a vacation like I do, there is a clear itinerary. You travel to the destination, you explore the destination, and then you travel back home. There is always a returning home, an end to the journey. The Israelites had been told that they would get to Israel, even if it took longer than expected. But the reality in this parsha is that some members of the Israelite nation didn't make it to the final destination. There was an entire generation of Israelites who were freed from slavery and started out on the journey to the Promised Land, but they didn't make it home. Moses is retelling this story precisely because there is a new generation that never experienced slavery in Egypt. They only experienced that story through the stories that the older generation share with them. It is why we continue to teach that we were slaves in Egypt, because we have not experienced slavery like our ancestors did. This phrase in the Parsha is part of a broader Jewish truth, that we share our story of slavery, because even when we arrive in Israel, we're still wanderers. There is no such thing as being settled. We are always on a journey, always wandering. We are constantly reminded that we were once wanderers, because at some point, at least once in all of our lives, we will feel like we are wandering again, lost in a desert of fear and uncertainty. But we know we will get through it because we've done it before. Remembering is what makes us resilient. Our tradition teaches us that it is okay to be a wanderer. It is okay to be unsure of what the end destination may be. We have been, and we always will be, a nation of wanderers. What do these words of Torah teach us for this moment? How do we wander through this world right now, not knowing how or when we will make it to the other side? When we're in the midst of a global pandemic and what may be the racial justice reckoning of a generation, how do we look out at the world around us and not be consumed with thoughts of doubt for our society? How do I know for certain that I will be a part of the generation that is going to see the version of the world I hope to see? How do I know that that journey has even started? Have we even left Egypt? This parsha teaches us the value of marking a pit stop on our journey. It is important to recount how we once wandered, how we suffered, how we persevered and eventually made it to our destination. Upon arrival to whatever pit stop we find, we will share our abundance in joy and give gratitude. We learn that we should be thankful simply for the miracle of being able to take another step on the journey. We learn that in the face of an uncertain world, we take time to acknowledge those first fruits, and we nurture them as they grow. We learn that in the face of an uncertain world, we share the stories of our ancestors, stories of who we have been, stories of where we are now, and stories of who we could be, and show gratitude and appreciation for every step of that journey. We have been, and we always will be, a nation of wanderers. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom and Yasher Koach. בכל דור ודור חייב אדם לראות את עצמו כאילו הוא יצא ממצרים, יצא ממצרים, יצא ממצרים, יצא ממצרים. Can you picture yourself crossing through and wandering the desert? Can you feel the wind support you as you go? Do you hear the cries of those left behind, still hoping for tomorrow? Do you fear the mountain you still have to climb? בכל דור ודור חייב אדם לראות את עצמו כאילו הוא יצא ממצרים. בכל דור ודור חייב אדם לראות את עצמו כאילו הוא יצא ממצרים, יצא ממצרים, יצא ממצרים, יצא ממצרים, יצא ממצרים, יצא ממצרים.
So let us now remember those who have accompanied us on our journey who are no longer with us. The chat is open for you to mention your own loved ones, those whose yard sites anniversary of their death fall this week, a family member who has passed in the last 30 days, or a parent that you have lost in the past year. If you are in a period of mourning, I invite you to rise after you are finished mentioning your loved ones so that we can acknowledge you. And as you do, I want to make sure to mention those who we have lost in our community in the last 30 days. Jean Belowich, Joel Dembling, Janet Felgoys, Stephen Goldstein, Marjorie Peg Harder, and Samuel Nadenson. And this week, we remember the yard sites of Edward Bloom, Daniel and Helen Levinson, and Josiah Shamrath. Zichronam Livracha, may all their memories be for a blessing. Let us join together in these words of blessing and of life. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach leruteh v'amlich malchuteh, v'chayechon uvyomechon u'v'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mivarach le'olam u'mei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal shemei dekudesha brechu. Le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imaru. Amen.
Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Shabbat shalom, everybody. Before Eli, I see you, and we are excited to celebrate your coming bar mitzvah with hamotzi in just a moment. So get ready. Before we leave tonight, there are many messages that we could take away from our time together. But if you have not registered for the High Holy Days, Rabbi Sapphire mentioned at the beginning, please do so. You have until Tuesday. On Tuesday, we have to close the registration so we can make sure that every individual person gets their own individual link to join us for the High Holy Days. So please, please, please sign up. If you have any questions, please let us know. We want to help you make sure that you can sign up as seamlessly as possible. There's a lot going on this week. Many ways to connect with the month of Elul. And also Rabbi Sapphire is going to offer how to engage in our Every Voice, Every Vote campaign.
Thank you. So I'm so grateful to the leaders in our racial justice initiative and beyond who are reaching out to voters in other states to ensure voter participation, but also helping us at TBE become 100% voting congregation. We have a voter pledge card for you to fill out, and I'm going to ask Max or Emily to place that link in the chat. So as we end services, you can find that link, but it has also been on our weekly e-blast.
All right, so let's begin with Kiddush, Cantor, and then we'll...
My little Kiddush cup. If you have a glass of wine or grape juice, feel free to join me in raising it. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu. Zikaron lemase v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim, ki vanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim, v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. L'chaim.
Amen. All right, Eli, we want to spotlight you. There you are. And Giselle, you want to...
Oh, it looks like Eli may have actually prepared this. Can you nod if you have it ready? I think Eli's ready to lead us in Motzi tonight.
Yes.
I see some sheets there.
And maybe Max, would you help us unmute? There we go. All right, Eli, let's do Motzi together.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen.
Wow, B'tei Avon Yasher Koach Eli, that was beautiful. Thank you for leading us. And from our whole community, we say a hearty Mazel Tov on your mitzvah tomorrow morning. We're so excited to be with you.
All right, Eli, take a bite, complete the mitzvah. let's go back to our gallery view and wish everyone a Shabbat Shalom, a sweet Shabbat to you all. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat
Shalom.
Shalom,
Hey, Ozzy.
everyone.
Somebody
Shalom,
just.
everyone.
Hey, Sapphire.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Good, good. It was just a
Flowers.
back up, let you know.
Lauren and Ella.
Shabbat
Lauren and Ella.
Nice that they had placed.
Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Hi, Lauren and
Shabbat
Ella.
shalom, Ozzy.
Shabbat Shalom, Danny.
Yeah, Archie.
shalom.
All right, what?
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat
Shabbat
shalom.
shalom.
Me.
Shabbat shalom, Ashi and Dad. Shabbat shalom.
Ella, congratulations on
Bye.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
Oops, it's all names.
Shabbat shalom, Vic and Blanche.
Shabbat shalom, Marsha.
You're in the center of the screen here.
We are.
Yeah, you're taking they just flashed you on 9/10 of our screen.
Shalom, David.
Wow.
What's that?
Shabbat shalom, David.
9/10 of our screen.
Yeah.
Shabbat shalom, Eileen and Richie.
Okay.
Shabbat shalom, Danny.
Shalom. Bye, everyone.
Shabbat shalom, Richie.
Hi.
Hi, Lauren and Ella. Hi, Lauren and Ella. Hi, Lauren and Ella.
Hi, bud.
Hi, Sapphires.
Are you ready to leave?
Oren, let me see your strum your guitar.
Yeah.
All right, he's going to get it.
Good.
No, it's from the movie.
Now you have to stay on to the bitter end, Rachel.
What?
Now you have to stay on to the bitter end.
He's getting this guitar.
Oh, I see Violet. Hi, Violet. Yeah.
Hi, Archie.
Violet.
Hello. Hello. Got his guitar.
Hi, Sapphire.
Yeah, Oren.
Hi, Rhonda.
Hi, bud.
Unless we move to another.
Hi, Emily. Nice job.
Being shy.
We'll sign up for High Holy Day services, we promise.
Yeah, what we're doing is I'm doing it.
No, I mean, I don't mean like.
Okay. Her. We're putting in saying this.
Where? No.
So then, so if we.
You sure?
Shabbat shalom, bud.
Yeah.
But yeah.
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 It just switches to where
Thanks
we
for
are.
your recordings, Rabbi Sapphire.
Thanks for your recordings. See ya.
I want that.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Say it's speaking. Hello. Say it's mouthing her name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shabbat shalom, Dana and Michael.
Mhm.
Nice to see you. Bye.
Bye.
Shabbat shalom.
All right. Shabbat shalom, everybody. We're going to be the last ones on, Emily, just so you know. Is that Daddy on the corner? I don't know. I think we're about the only ones left. No, there's other people. Yeah, they might be frozen. Oh. No. They're not. Say hi to Erwin. Here? Yeah. Who's this? Lizzie? Yeah, I don't see them. Then? And that's our friend Jane. Oh, I don't know. Jane. Maybe Alyssa is still on. Shabbat shalom, Hapsy family. No. 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 All right. No. Emily, kick us off if you want. I have no control.
Shalom, Sapphires.